Oh my god! It is Pokemon Fun League Season 12. I am your former champion, El Zubador, Joe, joined first by the Sheriff Director of Entertainment, the man on the broadcast. With me, it's Mario.
Howdy!
Whoa. You're excited. I know we all are. As well, we both got the commissions with us here, the other commissions, I should say. First off, the main man, the starter of the league itself, Manny.
Hey!
The excitement levels are off the goddamn charts here. And finally, we got the new boy in town, the man who was running a train on Pokemon Radical Red up until the last stream. It's Jim.
Hello. That was not one of my finer moments, but I'm here. Let's go. Draft day.
Not to open old wounds automatically. I'm sorry.
They're still open.
not to twist the knife. Then, excuse me. So it is season 12, Pokemon Fun League. We got a draft going. We have the first 3 rounds to get through here. I have a fair amount of picks from round 4. We will be revealing as well, though I didn't make any special pictures or anything for it. So,
oh boy,
surprises to everybody except for me, I guess. Round 4 at least, because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we got a lot of fun going on there, as well as a nice image to, tell people their divisions and everything like that. It's going to be a fun time, and as is now, I've set a precedent for myself, a tradition, if you will, for celebrating the previous round 1 first picks in PFL history. I made the lovely MS Paint image that we will be switching over to right here, which also reveals our first pick, coincidentally, here. And you know what? I just realized, so you guys can all react appropriately, I need to share my OBS screen so you guys know when stuff comes up. So,
oh yeah,
I will be doing that.
Thank you. Stream. I appreciate that. I feel like this is something that should have been done a minute ago.
Look,
there it is.
Look, all right. So, our first picks throughout history here. Are we going to see most of these Mons gone? Actually, looking at this, all but 2 of these Mons, I guess, Regieleki obviously is going to be picked because it is the first pick. We will see these Mons off the board at a certain point within the first 3 rounds, except for except for 2, I guess. So, let's get right into it. We've got the man here. Jim is the man who took the very first pick, and as it happens, Bay City, Starly, and Hutch happens to be Regieleki here. Jim, would you like to give us some information as to why you chose Regieleki first overall?
Sure. Before that, I just want to talk about, thank you, Rob, for this logo, because
it's so good.
Because the glasses just make everything about it. It's phenomenal.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Regieleki, new toy syndrome for one. I hadn't played through the Crown Tundra, and I saw 200 base speed along with 100 special attack with Transistor, and I thought this thing was cracked. And then people were talking, they're like, oh, it's not that good. It gets walled by ground types. And I'm like, okay, but in a draft league, when I know what ground types are coming, it's going to be totally fine. I can run an electric type Z move. It's 200 base speed. It's a spinner. It's a revenge killer. It's got extreme speed. It's busted. And I'm going to show people that it's busted. It's got screens. It's busted.
I can't believe you paid 200 points for a faster electrode, for faster screens.
It was 160.
What a nerd. Oh, 160.
160.
My bad. 160, you're right.
I don't know if I would have paid 200 for it, but at 160, it's a steal.
You just wait. That thing's a monster.
So let's go ahead and get this out of the way here. Here's our lovely big board with all the draft pickies, and boom, there he is, Regieleki, right at number 1. Let's move squarely on to number 2, the first of the, well, I guess the second, considering the number 1. A very popular number 1 pick, showing up near the top of the draft. Hunter took Hootie and the Quillfish, another wonderful icon by Rob here, by the way.
Oh, God.
Old Mega Venusaur.
First off, nice. Second off, that is such a nice
I love his arms bleeding. It's so funny.
Yeah, the best part of that icon is, of course, poor Darius Rucker here getting a quill through his arm. But Mega Venusaur Mega Venusaur is a quintessential pick in the league in almost every season. Manny, I believe you say that, like, you know, in your big board of Pokemon picks, there's 3 or 4 Mons that shouldn't be going further than the first 10 picks, and Mega Venusaur falls squarely in that category, does it not?
He should be in the first 3 to 4 picks every single season. There's no reason not to take him.
Well, Hunter has gotten a good start, starting with Mega Venusaur there. We're going to see how he synergizes with him as we move forward. There's Mega Venusaur. So, for number 3 here, we got Drac, and Drac decided to go big. How big? Big stacks, with Mount Curly and Jaro here. Stack Attack going 3rd overall. How do you feel about that? Just throwing it out to the crowd.
Oh, God, I don't know. If he's
I
got
see-
a plan, then by all means, but just at standalone right now, I don't know, seems a little weird.
I see what Drac's doing here. He's trying to replicate some success. I see.
Well, we'll see as things go on. PokeFan's not impressed. He's saying meh for stacks at 3.
That's
I also kind of concur with that, but
I'm okay with the pick stacks. I'm just not okay with the pick stacks when you're picking 3.
yeah, no.
100%.
I think sometimes you just have an idea for a season. It doesn't matter if you're 3rd pick overall or if you're 17th. You're going to be going with that, and I think that's basically what Drac's strategy is on this, and it's admirable. We'll see by the time his first 3 picks come through how things are kind of shifting together, but... So
You know what? At 3rd pick, he can't get sniped, though, so...
that's pretty much... I mean, hey, we
dodged it.
We saw Togekiss as a number 1 pick on this thing here squarely because Murphy did not want Mike to get Togekiss, so...
Fair enough.
All right, for the 4th, we got Dylan, who has a very timely team name. We have a few of these here where we're going to be seeing the same image twice on one screen. How to Train Your Drago with Reggie Drago, however you want to say it here. Reggie Ivan Drago here. Ivan Reggie Drago.
I love Rob's minimal effort on this one.
It's fine. Whatever that dude's name is in How to Train Your Dragon, just on top of Reggie Drago.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's great.
So I know very little about Reggie Drago. It's got 200 base HP, I know that. And I like the Y formation of eyes on its face, I guess, and that it's a sideways dragon head. And a part of me, there's an image I saw once of, I don't know if we did this on the stream or anything, of like all the Reggies forming like a Megazord, and this basically being the head. I would like if that were the case, but I don't think that's actually where they're going.
Reggie Drago's not a bad man.
I think it's some more new toy syndrome. You don't want it to get sniped. You want to use it, so you take it early.
Agreed. I don't know if it's 4th overall good. We'll have to see, but there it is. So we're moving right along here. Number 5, the 5th pick. Oh, I went back to the main screen here. The 5th pick is Tristan with X marks the Metagross here, taking Torn T. The old triple T here, taking Torn T. Tristan is no stranger to Torn, from what I remember here, and Torn is one of the, I think in the draft format, a very, very strong option.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
I mean,
It can do
utility.
so many things.
It can do so much.
It can, and I mean, it's especially for, you know, these first rounds where you don't know who's in your division or anything, you do want, part of your draft strategy should be just taking a Mon who's very easy to build around, and I think that no matter who you have in your division, Torn is very solid, in many circumstances.
For sure. With all that utility in there and its ridiculous base speed, like you don't even need to run. Like my favorite sets are just like HP and speed, and you just run around and you're being max annoying.
Yeah. Regenerator, Tailwind,
AV options,
U-turn.
all very good. So I think that Torn, a lot of new toy kind of stuff. Torn seems like, you know, definitely a top 5 one. Not that these other boys, barring Mega Venusaur, aren't, but I like the start there. And let's see, next we got Jack, who is going with his team of Crook Ones Part 2 and Greninja. starting things off here. Greninja,
Yikes.
who moved up to 200, probably should have been there with Cinderace last season, taken in the top 10. Manny, I know you're not a fan of Greninja at 200 necessarily, but this early on, I think that it's still, once again, like a nice cornerstone that you can build any kind of team around.
Yeah, I mean, he's not my favorite Pokemon for 200, but I am coming to see his strengths. So I don't blame anyone for taking him at 200 anymore. Protean and how fast he is, just like automatic stab on everything, is an absolute nightmare. So
it gets out of hand quickly, especially as we saw from Cinderace taking King of the Kill last season. So there is Greninja at number 6. Manny, you are up next here. Let's go ahead and move the screen over, and you can you got some splaining to do.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
yeah, I'm
Anything but this.
I am taking Spectrier.
Spectrier. No, that's fine. You can put an H in there if you want.
Spectrier. Sorry, this is the margarita talking. But I thought that, similar to what Jim was talking about, like Spectrier kind of gets hard walled by certain Pokemon, with its basically only being able to use ghost type attacks. But it just hits so hard, and it's moderately bulky enough that where it's not gonna just fall over.
On the special side, right?
Yeah. So like depending on what you want to do, so there's some different kind of sets you run, but like the speed tier, the ghost stab, and how relentlessly strong and oppressive it is to just click one button over and over again. I just felt it was a slam dunk of a pick to kind of build a team around.
I don't think that I realized that it had 100 base HP. Like 100 HP and 60 defense is actually... I mean, it's not
terrible.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible. I mean, for a mon without a 4x weakness, but
I think,
that's
I think
not
people
bad.
think that it's a glass cannon when it's... I mean, it is to an extent, but like with the right specification, like you could really surprise a lot of people with not dying to things your opponent thinks you're going to die to.
Definitely. And I'm like, I don't know anything about Spectrier, so I just looked him up real quick. As he gets Will-O-Wisp, he gets Haze, like he's got a Calm Mind, Taunt, Nasty Plot. Like you can run him a whole bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
moves
Like
that being
sub Willow Hex sets and all sorts of crazy goodness. You can run Scarf sets. Specs just hit really, really ridiculously hard because of his speed tier. But
I guess it's a good thing Pursuit exists.
Yeah, exactly. So like he has very defined strengths and weaknesses. So he's just it's an easy Pokemon to use. There's no like really skill to it, It's just very straightforward.
Just to click Shadow Ball and win.
Yeah, click Shadow Ball, win, and I felt that kind of thing was exactly what I wanted to. Well, you'll see as my picks go on. I have a criteria for my offense this season. So
you really do.
Click one move and win.
My criteria is I click one button and you don't have a switch for it. Like it's going to hurt. So
It's going to hurt.
And to answer Jack's question here, Endless Ralt is of course a reference to Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, which is why
the sequel to my last team
of Mobile Suit Gundam Wingle.
Yes. So me and Joe brainstormed a bunch of Mobile Suit names, so that's going to be my names for the next 14 seasons.
It's good to have a theme. As a man who always used themed team names, who was always teamed.
Oh God, what are you gonna do for Iron-Blooded Orphans?
There's a somewhere, Mario. I haven't decided.
I'm pretty sure we came up with one, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'll have to go digging through our Discord chat, but it's there is something there.
Next, we've got Mitch at pick a number 8, and he is starting pretty strong here with Just Keep Swift Swimming. I think he gives you exactly what he wants to do here with old Pelipper at number 8.
Oh my God, I love Barraskewda.
With his Dory-themed Barraskewda here. Mitch had pretty decent success with a rain team. Was that the one that brought him to the finals? I do not remember off the top of my head.
Pretty sure it was.
So
I don't either.
It might have been actually. I think it was.
So
Because it was the Miss Zen headbutt on Mega
On,
Venus.
You're
on the
right.
Mega V.
You're right.
Yeah.
So he's going back to the well a little bit here, taking Pelipper, but I don't blame him for taking it early. This is another one of those things where you're kind of, planting your flag, you know what's going to be happening. So I'm going to have a rain team.
Yeah, and drafting a weather setter too, automatically eliminates a lot of incentive for other players to draft Pokemon that take advantage of weather.
Exactly.
Like you don't want Kingdra without weather usually, So it kind of opens up a big door.
Yeah, I like the idea of, because they're, especially for rain, you only got 2 setters, so you may as well just, if 2 people wanted a rain team, now at least they're going to have to fight for Politoed, or, they either both drop out completely or something like that. So it's
Exactly.
a statement pick, I will say.
Then they switch to sand.
So
And it's so easy to use.
yeah, Pelipper's...
Rain is definitely the easiest weather to use, I want to say.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. At number 9 here, number 9, we got Bick, who is the Mandalorian here, which Halucha starting things off.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys keep outdoing yourselves with the names. Just when I think it can't get any better, it gets better.
This image seems really weird to me because it looks like Halucha is directly going to attack old Mando Mandy here.
Oh my god, that's so creative.
and little baby Vullaby.
Oh, god damn it, Bobby. So good.
So Halucha starting things off here, move to 200 as well, because obviously there's can be very, very potent because terrain setters are now more common here. So we'll see if Bick takes a terrain setter. Spoiler alert, he does.
Oh boy.
Spoilers, come on.
Yeah, you can't give out all the trade secrets, Joe. Because I'm gonna rage at Vic in a couple of rounds.
I'm ready for it. It's gonna be good.
So just power herb Sky Attack and be fine. You can just be psychic it all out.
Yeah.
I love Power Up Sky Attack. It's the hypest way to proc on Burden, I'd say.
Or maybe normal gem, because it's the only gem that's legal in the PFL.
Yes. Normal Gem Skull Bash on Hitmonlee. Use it.
Perfect.
And next we got James. James is Beauty and the Bastiodon here. Take an Excadrill at a number 10 here for him. I don't know if I said 11. I apologize. I believe he's 10.
It's just another mod that's going to Ironhead me. It's fine.
Excadrill is going to go fast. That would presumably be James's plan. We'll have to see where he goes with it. I mean, even then, Excadrill normally used in a sort of sand environment doesn't necessarily need to, though. It's underrated qualities. It has underrated qualities, I'd say, in just being like a Focus Sash Rocks guy. Things, Mold Breaker options too.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you think
Excadrill's
it gets Mold Breaker because it's a mole?
Whoa, Mold Breaker! Oh my god.
Mario, why? God, why?
No, that was a... All right, that's all we got on Excadrill. That's we will have the final note on that here. Next, we got M1, who has got Punny team name taken Megalopunny.
Ooh, the return of M1.
M1 coming back here. He's been training under a waterfall, probably the same one that Rob was training under. And Megalopunny starting things off. I think with U-turn now, it's better than it was, and it was already very good. I know, Manny, you and I have both had Megalopunny experience, and do you think U-turn kind of pushes it over the edge from how we both famously said we were whelmed by it to pretty, from whelmed to good, potentially?
Yeah, I think U-turn really kind of gives it just a little bit more versatility in its set, just so it can kind of hit and run a little bit better. But I'm sure I don't know who else had Lopunny, but its calcs are very just exactly what you expect, if that makes any sense.
James had Lopunny, and he just obliterated me with it.
That's true. Yeah.
You pick up U-turn, it gets all of the punching moves.
I'm not saying it's a bad Pokemon. I loved having Lopunny. I would draft Lopunny again. Like that's how much I loved Lopunny.
Yeah.
But like when doing its calcs, it was always like there was nothing ever surprising. Like Lopunny never got any like weird sort of like KOs or like
It's like the
where you could like do something
base special or base attack just not boosted by anything. Like
yeah,
it hits hard, but it doesn't hit like Mega Metacham hard.
Right, exactly. So. Like its versatility is just a little bit lower, but I think its added moves that it got definitely helped out.
The close combat U-turn really helped it.
So it gives it a little bit more punch with close combat, so it doesn't have to risk half of its health or 100 base power.
Well, Mega Lopunny gets the Pokefan's seal of approval on this one. Favorite mon in draft. So there we go. M1. You gotta. This is the champ talking at you here. You got to make sure to live up to those expectations. Number 12 here, we got Lebo with Big Hero Shinx taking Zapdos.
Oh, that's not a weather setter.
No, it's Zapdos, which Zapdos obviously a 200 mon that I think that I was a little trepidatious about putting it at 200, but it's damn good. It is one of the best Gen 1 Pokemons. It's been consistently OU for all the gens except for Gen 5 because everybody had New Toy Syndrome with Thundo T, so it doesn't count. So Zapdos is great, and I will not have you tell me otherwise.
Lebo's in the chat. Oh, Zapdos gets Hurricane and Weather Ball. Okay, all right. Okay, Lebo, I see where you're headed. I see where your head's at.
So potentially Zapdos becoming a bit more... I mean, it's definitely good offensively. It's usually used more in a defensive capacity, but with things like potentially a 100% Hurricane and a Weather Ball, depending on, giving you that stab of the weather, whatever weather you want to run. Zapdos on a weather team could be pretty good, and I guess Lebo gave up the ghost of it there that there will be a weather center drafted by Lebo later.
You have to tune in later to find out.
So moving on from Lebo, from Electricmon to Electricmon in the 200 category, we got Dave with his A Tale of Two Toxtricities and Tapu Koko.
Oh God.
Who doesn't love Koko? First of all,
I mean, Koko is one of the best Pokemon ever created and ever added to the game, and I'll die on that hill.
Oh wow.
I like his design. That's
yeah. I like his design. I like his typing. I like the ability is cool. Like, no, I take that back. The ability is kind of AIDS, but everything else about him is fantastic.
So Koko is a good start.
I just think he's neat.
Yeah, I just think he's neat. I agree. He's a good start for any team. There's Koko.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's a great building block, like I said.
And you know what? Electric terrain, as a terrain, doesn't interfere with a lot of other team building, like grassy terrain might, or misty terrain, or something like that.
No, yeah.
Like you can pretty much just slap Koko on any team.
Just don't use rest.
Yeah, just don't run a rest. Yeah, exactly.
I think we've seen that more than once, so be careful about that one.
It happens every few seasons.
Moving on from Koko, we got Murphy, who's got the All-American Reggies and old Tungrith here, old Tangrowth.
I love it.
So Tangrowth here is a go-to, I'd say, at least when people need advice on something for me, like, hey, what kind of team do I want to build? What's a good building block mon? Especially in the latter half of round one, Tangrowth is probably one of the best tier ones, I'd say. And especially with how expensive we've made a lot of defense, you want to grab Tangrowth early, and that's exactly what Murphy did.
100%.
I approve.
It can do so many things.
Love that boy.
Yeah, he's so fat. Regenerator. Monograss is also not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, as a defensive typing, Monograss is one of the better ones, I'd say. Just because, you have the Earthquake resistance, which Earthquake being so prevalent on many teams. I don't think you can go wrong with the big ball of vines, as he was referred to. The big Tang Daddy, as Murphy says.
Tang Daddy.
Tang Daddy.
Next, we got Kyle here, our 2-time champion, and he decided to go just straight out with it. His team is the Miami Heatran, and he drafted Heatran.
I love it. I love all of it.
Good.
Everything about this is great.
I would like to see what Kyle does with Heatran, because I think I get it. I get why everybody likes Heatran, and I say everybody in the sense of Pokemon in general, recognizing it as a good Pokemon, not necessarily that people actually like using Heatran. I don't like using Heatran.
I don't either. It just feels so bad. I don't know why.
I didn't love him either when I had him. He was okay, but I didn't love him.
I liked him when I had him.
Yamara, you're the Heatran fan here, the Heat fan, if you will. So
Heat fan. Yeah, 18 types he resists or is immune to 11 of them.
So we got a guy in the chat whose team name was the Miami Heatran in one season of the new Pokemon.
There we go. Cool. It's a good. It's a good option. Very relevant currently, I guess, sort of. And we'll see where Kyle goes with it. I believe it's going to end up looking pretty normally Kyle by the end of this here, but something that nobody wants to deal with, which if anyone can use Heatran to his maximum efficiency, I would say that it's Kyle, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Next we got Dan, who his team, Raiders of the Lost Archeops here, went with Cinderace.
Oh boy.
I'm surprised that Cinderace took until 16 here. That seems like he'd be top of the draft charts for a lot of people.
Cinderace, as soon he vaulted all the way. Like, he's in my top 5 like, overall. If Cinderace isn't picked in the first 5 picks, like, I don't know what's happening.
He's ugly.
Well,
thank you.
I mean, look.
That's all I'm gonna say.
look. If you wanna take a shot at his character, but what about his work ethic? Is what I'm talking about. His work ethic's
incredible. Yeah, he's a hard worker. He's
a real gym rat. All right, he's in there. He's the first one in, last one out.
This is true. He's like the team captain. You know, he's
almost quite literally.
Yeah, almost quite literally. We'll see.
Cinderace at 16. Well, as we are getting close to the end of round 1 here, number 17, we got Mike, who went with Live Free or Lipard and Rotom Heat.
I just need a second after that name. Great name.
I don't want to toot my own horn. I came up with it, but you know.
Oh, well, that explains why. I was like, Mike's not that creative.
No, that's pretty great.
I don't want to toot my own horn.
I knew that. I didn't want to say anything.
I came up with 4 or 5 of the names, so don't worry about it.
I love when Bobby does hyper realistic drawings as Pokemon.
I mean,
fucking Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah, Jeff Goldblum, really good. Man, Bruce Willis Lipard is it's not Uncanny Valley, it's gross. I think I just want to call it.
It's a little Uncanny Valley.
It's the eyes that get me. Just like
very uncomfortable.
So weird looking.
So, but Rotom Heat is what we should be talking about here. Moved to 160. I was a little trepidatious about it, but I am happy to see him go, especially in round 1 here. A pretty decent building block to start off of. Like I said, in the latter half of round 1, I think that's mostly what we're going to be seeing. The Rotoms are popular Mons. Heat being the first one to go, though, seems a little uncommon in my mind.
Yeah, I think it's just a Generation 8 thing. Like, it's got booties, it's got nasty plot. Like, it can be run a lot of different ways now.
We'll probably see it have more synergy with the rest of his team. He just probably wanted to get it out of the way because he knows Rotoms are.
Might go.
Oh yeah.
A hot commodity Rotoms are.
Yeah.
And a fire type that's not weak to ground.
Yeah, there you go. Mike always has an EQ problem, and now there are 2 types here that are normally weak to EQ that have that he's taken care of. So, if there's a levitating poison type out there, yeah. Oh yeah, let's hope that he doesn't end up in James's division. Next, we got Thomas here, who not a fall from grace necessarily, with the man who was previously the number 1 pick, Lando T, with his team Stormy Crusaders as well. Lando was the number 1 pick last season. Used to effect, I would say, by Mitch. Not great effect, but used to effect.
Definitely
Just effect.
Maybe his...
He was used.
He was used. Yeah, and then he got rid of him, too, the first time I believe a number 1 pick was exchanged at any point. Maybe his draft stock moved down a little, but, I mean, if he survives to 18, you gotta take him.
Yeah. Oh, God. He's still number 1 in the OU tier right now. Still the number 1.
I saw that. Like, Jesus, is it fucking any gen from Gen 5? Jeez.
Yeah.
He is the king for a reason, guys.
Yeah. So good.
18, you may as well. You may as well. It's tough because I think a lot of people build their teams like full teams, or like they expect, if I'm going to be number 14 in the draft, Lando's probably gone. And it might not even cross your mind, like, ooh, wait a minute, Lando's still available, I should take him.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he's got more competition now.
Ah, well, hey, that's definitely true. Number 19 here, the new man in town who does not have an icon currently, LCD, with Big Liquid taking Zardex here, and Zardex, big boy, definitely.
I think we've kind of poo-pooed Zardex just a little too hard. I think that we've forgotten how good Zardex can be.
This could definitely be a return to form.
I love him.
I mean, who doesn't love Zardex? I feel like you do kind of need a Dragon Dance to get things going, but once you do, it's tough to, the pieces are in place, things are falling down, and you're dead, pretty much.
Yo, Jesus, yeah. Tough Claws boosted moves, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, a Tough Claws Flare Blitz, are you kidding?
Nobody wants that.
No, you damn right there.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Zardex at 19. So just in terms of the... this isn't a matter of Rob not getting an icon done on time. When I asked LCD, like, okay, what do you want your icon to be for Big Liquid here? He said, well, it normally depends on the Watermon I'm going to draft, and he has not drafted a Watermon yet, so...
Oh.
So I guess we'll see that when it happens.
Calculated.
And rounding out round 1 here, another previous number 1 pick. It's gotta be Mega Scizor with Rob and the Ultra Beastie Boys.
Did Rob have Scizor before? Did he have Mega Scizor before?
Probably.
Like in season 9 or 10 or something?
I mean, Mega Scizor is...
I honestly can't remember.
I feel like he may have, but yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, he's a good guy. Mega Scizor's a staple mon, a former number 1 pick. I know that... Was he also among the mons that you think should go pretty early, right, Manny?
Yeah, Mega Scizor was up there. He's gotten recently bumped down because of all the unswitchable Pokemon that got introduced.
Yeah.
But he's definitely in the top 8.
Let's
the MySpace edition.
You got to put Tom on there, so
yeah, Tom's in there, so maybe he's top 9 then.
So round 1, this is what we're looking at here. Just I want some initial thoughts on all the mons, any surprises, things still on the board that you think should be gone. I'll just go to Mario since Jim and Manny technically already know the other 2 rounds, but still.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't seen, like, what? I see 2 dragons out?
Yeah, not a ton so far.
Yeah, for me, that's a little, like, ooh, I didn't expect that. Or, like, how there's only, I think, 1 fairy out as well.
Looking at things... is it just Coco? I guess so.
Yeah, no Garchomp, no Mega Metacham, no Mega Mawile, even after we saw what PokeFan did with it last season.
Yeah.
I would have thought that mon would have been like such a hot commodity. Just Magnet Rise and then just destroy. I mean...
one of the better ways a championship has been won in this league. Well, we'll see what happens when we get over to round 2 here. We're going to kind of pick things up speed-wise here. I'm not going to go back to this card that we're on here. We're just going to go lightning round style. So we stay on Rob. We have switched to a normal snake format. So Rob starts off round 2, staying with the Ultra Beastie Boys here. And who does he have to complement Mega Scizor? Oh, it's only fucking Tapu Fini.
That's a pretty good defensive little bit right there. That's
a nice tandem, I'd say. That's a nice way to start off the round. Like, Snake is so nice where you just get, if you're 1 or 20, you get 2 Mons in a row. That just having 2 guaranteed Mons must be such a nice feeling.
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the fact that Scizor is like, oh, you're 4 times weak to fire, and you're not very specially defensive. And Fini's like, oh, well, you resist fire, and you're very specially defensive. So it's just like a perfect little 2-bit core that I'm sure is only going to get better as round 3 hits.
He stole my pick, man.
Is this the beginning, Manny, of all the picks being taken from you? Because
this is one of 4.
Oh, baby.
Oh, wow.
So
damn.
But I think that I think the hate on Tapu Fini went just a little too far, and I was raring to have Tapu Fini as my second pick, but god damn it!
Especially at the new 160 price.
Oh yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I feel like the hate went too far, and now it's going to be super valued.
Going along with Zardex, LCD is taking in round 2 Ferrothorn. So
Jeez.
Already, so all he needs is Prim now to complete the double core, right?
Yes.
Do it, you coward.
And all Rob needs is oh fuck, what was I gonna say for that? I had one.
Well, he's got Water Fairy, but Scizor is, unfortunately, he would get what? He would get Duraludon, I guess, maybe? I don't know.
Steel Dragon, yeah. No.
Yes, Duraludon.
So, automatically, Zardex and Ferrothorn, like, Zard 4X resists fire, so there we go. And I think that's just putting those 2 Mons right next to each other, Charizard X and Ferrothorn, you just go, ugh, when you look at it.
Yeah.
Catch this Magcargo, all right?
Whoa.
What are you gonna do about a Magcargo?
What can a man do about Magcargo? Gyro Ball? No, that's still neutral, I guess. Oh well.
Nothing. That's
Dylan, the most LCD pick I've ever seen. yeah, that's about right. LCD in general is I would say, a patient, passive player. And Ferrothorn fits the bill.
Thanks for the insight, Jim.
I got you. That's why I'm here.
Bad preach.
So, going with Orlando T here, Thomas has chosen a Grimmsnarl to complement their... Grimmsnarl got moved down, and it was one of those things where a few people were like, why? And I thought about it, and I was like, ooh, why? So, we'll see. Maybe 120, it might be, I don't know, the Prankster screens, very good. Manny, you had Grimmsnarl, and I think it was one of the better parts of your team, I'd say. So, especially at 120, I'm not surprised it's going so early.
Definitely at that price. I don't know. I didn't use Grimmsnarl to the extent that it should have been used, so that's on me. But I didn't have a good time with Grimmsnarl. I didn't like team building with Grimmsnarl.
Oh, okay.
I don't like. It's not really like I've tried a bunch of strategies, and spending spending money on support mons kind of leaves you lacking a little bit.
Some stuff to be desired. You could have ran bulk up sets,
I did one time.
Oh, true. Okay.
What did you say? I missed it.
Oh, just that Manny said he did run bulk up sets.
Ah, okay.
Don't disrespect Grimmsnarl by comparing it to Meowstic. Oh man. Meowstic M, not terrible as a prankster mon. If you just want prankster screens, you could do worse than Meowstic.
I think I lost a league battle because of Meowstic, actually.
I believe, yeah, that sounds about right.
I think I lost a battle because of Meowstic. I don't sleep on Meowstic.
So, going along with Rotom H here, Mike has taken Rillaboom, the big man. So already he's building his core here.
All right.
And he must really hate Earthquake now that he's got grassy terrain, too.
Yeah. No more hole for Mike with ground.
He's going to end up being something really common.
Get right up.
But Rillaboom, can't deny how good he is. Got bumped to 200 as well.
He's so stupid. You just click a button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Click
pretty
one,
much.
go.
Click A button. Grassy Glide is
What is he?
pretty good.
An absolute steal in round 2.
I mean, yeah, so surviving this long seems a little surprising to me, but yeah, there you go. Next we got Dan, who is bolstering Cinderace with Necrozma here, where
That's interesting.
Necrozma, not my favorite, I'd say. I think that as far as pure Psychic type mons go, there's better options. I do like that it gets Prism Armor that's essentially Filter. So that's pretty cool. And it's got better options than the vanilla Gen 7 like Cosmic Power or whatever it was, Calm Mind, Stored Power sets. So round 2 seems a bit weird for Necrozma, but I will not poo-poo it.
Yeah, I'm on that boat too. I'm not going to poo-poo that.
I like Necrozma a lot, actually.
I do too. I've never been a fan of it, but the more I play against it, the more I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, right, this thing's really good. Like, I knockoffed it. It took 30%, and now it has a weakness policy. Oh, and it just autonomized on me. Oh, okay. All right, I guess I lose.
Yeah, it can get out of hand quick. So
Big
with Cinderace there, that's a pretty strong start.
Definitely.
And next we got Kyle, who took Rotom Wash along with Heatran. So there you go. You know that 4x ground weakness Heatran has? Well, here's Rotom. So,
and it's gone.
You know that water weakness Heatran has? Hey, here's Rotom.
Goddamn Rotom Wash.
But what they're going to do against the Torterra?
Now he's got to worry about fighting.
Whoa, Torterra. Hey now. Don't start giving people ideas.
Fourth pick, Torterra, just to counter Kyle's core.
I don't think anybody's done anything with Torterra. I was definitely taken once. I don't remember by whom.
Oh, I remember one time someone brought it against me, and they rock polished it in my face, and then I clicked a fire move because I think they thought that it was neutral.
Oh.
Poor Torterra.
Oh, well. But yeah, starting off Heatran and Rotom Wash, that's, once again, another one of those combos where you go, oh, when you look at it. So very, very Kyle. Very Kyle.
Nasty core.
Gen 6 OU all over it.
Next we got Murphy, who... Oh, what is... Did I forget to remove this? I guess I did. Quagsire.
That's pretty funny.
Quagsire in there with Tangrowth, by the way. So that's pretty nasty defense starting things off.
I don't want to deal with any of that. I feel like that's very heavily physically defensive, though. Quagsire can run special. It's
I was going to say, Quaggy...
Defense.
Yeah, like Quaggy is either or, I thought, right?
I think there's like a slight difference. I think it's physical defense is better than a special defense.
I think it's usually physically defensive because Gastrodon's like the specially defensive one.
Yeah. But hey, unaware ain't boosting in my face.
And Murphy did feel a little bad because it was like, man, am I really going to pick Quagsire again? And it's like, well, yes. I mean, when you have Tangrowth and Quagsire is available,
you might.
I think it's understandable. I'm glad Mike isn't here because he would be absolutely shitting on this decision, saying that Murphy never drafts any different mons. But like, come on, Mike, if you were in this position, you got to take it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. So
I'm going to take a moment.
Oh, you're going to take a moment?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Oh, right.
Quagsire in Gen 8, I think this is a fun fact, recently went up from PU to UU in January. So, you know what? If it stocks, they're rising.
The stocks.
They're up.
Quaggy has been a mon that's been all over the board to the point. Can you believe there was a time when Quagsire was tier 5? Can you believe that?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
That's crazy.
Next up, we got Dave, who's taking Chompy, baby.
There he is. There he is.
Hey,
Hey, Garchomp, nice to see you.
The big
Glad
Chomp
you
man.
can come by.
So, all right,
He's back.
right off the bat here, Coco and Garchomp. That seems like a pretty weird combo to me.
why?
I don't know. There's something about it where I understand. I mean, Coco isn't super special attacker. Obviously, things like electric terrain help it out. They don't really cover each other at all because Fairy doesn't resist Fairy. So, I mean, they're two big offensive options. So, and there's also someone else here in the call that is also taking two big offensive options in the first 2 rounds. So maybe I will be proven wrong.
Oh. Hey.
Is that Manny or is that me?
Don't give any trade secrets.
I was like,
man.
who are you talking about?
Well, I mean, so yeah, Coco Garchomp. Garchomp obviously very good. Twice a number 1 pick as well, as we saw. So
You're right though. They sort of don't really cover each other. Like I was just thinking about it. Like Fairy, Coco takes a neutral hit. Ice, Coco takes a neutral hit. But it really just depends on the rest of the team. Because like if you volt switch into Garchomp's now just going to scale shot, right? And then you're just going to lose.
It's going to cause problems, yeah.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
So we're going to Lebo here, who along with old Zip Disk, there he is, it's Politoed.
Oh god.
Round 2 Politoed, you got to do it. You have to do it. With one setter already gone and you don't know if anybody else is going for weather, you have to stake your claim. You got to grab it.
Especially when you're Lebo.
Honestly, I love it. I love the fact because Politoed got buffed in Generation 8. It now has Flip Turn and Earth Power. So,
Pretty
like,
decent. Yeah.
it's actually okay because Pelipper's so good because of U-Turn and Hurricane. And now that Politoed also has Pivoting, like, you can get the Rain abusers in for free. So,
Yeah, I think that getting Politoed out there early, strong start, you may as well. You got to go for it.
The big move.
I'm pretty sure it gets Flip Turn. Let me double check.
That seems like a big.
I don't want to give the wrong info. I thought it did. Give me a moment.
I was gonna say that'd be pretty good.
Doesn't Poliwrath? Maybe it doesn't get Flip Turn. Maybe I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
Yikes. But still a good man.
Hey, yeah,
Still a good.
Politoed was my weather setter in my championship team, and I loved him. So
Yeah, it doesn't get Flip Turn. Oops.
yeah,
Run
it's fine.
Perish Trap. God damn it.
So next with a Megalopunny, M1 is taken Galarian Articuno.
Ooh.
Okay.
G Articuno, I mean, I think most people have been talking about G Zapdos when it comes to the Galarian birds. Articuno feels kind of behind the 8 ball. I think that Psychic Flying is a pretty good type combo because it's only been on. There's got to be another mon other than Xatu. Oh, Sigilif.
Swoobat.
A Swoobat. So we're all saying mons that like really kind of gimmicky when it comes down to it.
You're saying this is just worse as Xatu? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh my god.
Right.
So this is the first time that a Psychic Flying can really try to make an impact here, and I've seen some pretty crazy shit with its ability. What is it? Competitive is the ability there,
Yeah.
where if a stat is lowered, it gets +2 to special attack. I want to say,
You come in on a defog or something, and
yeah.
you're looking pretty.
and you are set. Yeah. So I think I'm curious to see how this one comes together. I think that it doesn't necessarily. I mean, it resists Psychic, so I guess then that's a pretty nice pair for Megalopunny as well. If you want to go defensive at all with it, which I don't remember its stats off the top of my head. Does it have 125 special defense? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Remember?
Beats me.
I think so.
Because I think normal Articuno does. That might be where I'm getting confused.
Yeah, normal Articuno has 125 spell depth, but
Does this one have 125
it's
special
got
attack?
125. Yeah, it's got 125 special attack.
And with the,
100
Oh,
special
boy.
defense.
with the competitive boost, that's pretty scary. So,
His fighting weakness as well. Yeah. Double resist fighting. There it is.
No
yeah.
Roost though. Not sticking around. Oh, he has recover. Wait a minute. What?
yeah.
This one has recovery?
It's the one that actually got recovery, yeah.
Oh, all right. So he's actually... Okay, he's better than I thought. I'll give him credit.
So, round 2, what is James pairing with Excadrill? You might think it is a Sand Setter. It is Drapion.
Ooh. I don't know how I feel about that.
This, I think, is the ultimate James pick. When he gave me his first few picks and was like, I want Drapion round 2. I went, do you? And I had to ask him 3 or 4 times, and he was into it. So, hey, if you have a mon that you really want, you want to lock him up, by all means, go for it.
I mean, that's the name of the game. After getting, like after you've been drafting for so long and, like, you've been sniped a couple of times, like, throughout multiple seasons, you just gotta get your Pokemon. Like, don't give a crap about anyone else.
Get your mons. Drapion is the mon that you want. Drapion is the mon that you get. And
exactly.
Along with Excadrill, interesting. I want to see where it goes. James always has crazy shit up his sleeve, so I'm not going to question him.
No.
Never question him.
Never.
I got questions.
Whoa, wait a minute. What did I just say? So, let's just quietly sweep this one under the rug here as we go to Bick. And what does he get to go with Hawlucha? Oh, it's only Galarian Weezing. So there is your terrain setter.
Yup. Old Doug Dimmadome.
So, G-Weezing, I don't love compared to normal Weezing. Maybe that's just because I'm a normal Weezing guy, and I like purple a lot, and I don't like his Battersea Power Station Doug Dimmadome hats. But, I mean, look, he's a pretty cheap terrain setter as far as terrain setters go, and the Strange Steam move is a fun move to use as well. I did get to use him last season when I subbed in for Dan once, and he pretty much won me the game. So I don't know why I dislike him, but G-Weezing's between and cool guy to me.
I mean, his typing is fantastic, and his multiple abilities are equally nice. Like, you can juggle them around a bunch of different ways.
You definitely can run them a bunch of different ways, and knowing how Bick's draft is going to go in round 3, it's very beneficial to him, the fact that you can run G-Weezing, either Neutralizing Gas or Levitate as well as Misty Surge.
So next up, we are going back to Mitch. And what is Mitch using to pair with Pelipper? Amoonguss.
Oh, my boy.
I'm surprised. Amoonguss did so well for you last season, Jim. I'm surprised it took until near the end of round 2 to be taken here.
I literally love this thing. I drafted him because Dylan suggested it. Dylan was like, hey, take Amoonguss. And I'm like, no, it's stupid and dumb. I don't think it's good. And then I had Amoonguss, and it was the best mod on my team. I'm totally... I get it. I totally get it.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. Jack had it written down. So this was a 2-snipe pick here, by the way. So he wanted Amoonguss round 2, and Mitch was a little bit faster on the take. Speaking of as well, Rob told me that he wanted Zardex in round 1, and then LCD took it, so that was a 1-pick snipe. And we have another 1-pick snipe coming up later, which we will get to.
Damn.
Manny, to pair with Spectrier, why don't you tell us all about G-Zapdos?
So, I was just thinking that, Spectrier is very, a one-track kind of a thing, where it can get walled by very specific Pokemon. And I was just looking through, and I realized that, the one thing that Spectrier can't handle is bulky normal types and dark types. And so I was like, well, I need a really big fighting type. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try the new toy. I want to try G-Zapdos.
I don't blame
so
you. That's
his immense power, and that one move that he gets Thunderous Kick to lower your defense. He's a supreme wall breaker, and I think the two of them together are going to be absolutely frightening.
I agree. That's some potent offense, I'd say.
Yeah, G-Zapdos was definitely on my radar when I was initially forming the ideas of when I wanted to draft it, and I think this thing's ridiculous. And I think that combined with Spectrier, teams are not going to have a good time with the two of them.
I wasn't planning on going 2S but like I just kept like as the draft kept going, I was like, they're like, are they really leaving these Pokemon on the board? So like I was like, I have to pick them at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it works out for me.
Along with Greninja, Jack is taking Mega Altaria, which is a nice round 2 pick, I think. Not one that I'd normally assume to be in round 2. I love Mega Altaria. I think it's great.
It's pretty great.
I love that you can run it basically any way you want, because its stats are all what? It's like one... It's all, like the defensive stats are all over 100 and the attacking stats are all over 100, so you could do pretty much whatever you want with him.
It's got like Celesteela stats. It's got like 107 both defenses and like 110 special attack and attack or something like that.
That's not bad at all. And
you can do whatever you want with him. You can Cotton Guard, you can Dragon Dance, you can Bruised Heal Bell. You can run it literally any way you want, and it will be good.
Run the special version too. You get the Pixelate Hyper Voice.
Yep.
Why not? It's all good, I'd say. Pixelate Body Slam too, Murphy pointing out. Yes, very much agreed.
Getting the para off of Pixelate Body Slam on like a ghost type is just like, oh, it's so good.
Oh. Mint.
So we have Tristan, and he has Torn T, and in round 2 he decided to take his face mon here, Ol Metagross, who the wide mons I do not like, because as you can see, this is the format of these slides is very vertical. So a mon like G Articuno, who's very vertical, I can make pretty large to fit the entire thing here, where Metagross, who is twice as fucking wide as he is tall, makes it very awkward here, where half of his leg is cropped out. But Metagross, very good. I mean, what needs to be said about Metagross other than you never, ever, ever, ever want to see it in any battle ever, pretty much.
That's standard good mon.
Standard good mon. For 120, probably one of the best options. And
I think so.
And along with Torn, I think that's, you have a nice target you can U-turn into that will take almost no damage from most things and then slap the motherfucker out of whatever it's standing in front of.
I hate this Pokemon.
Again, when you talk about opening old wounds.
I really hate this Pokemon so much.
So, next we got Dylan, who, pairing with Regidrago, he's got Celesteela. That's a pretty powerful start, I'd say. You're looking at your Dragon Fairy Steel core. There's your Dragon. There's your Steel. As far as Steel options go, like the Steel flying types, they're all in Tier 1 now. I like Celesteela, but I think that as an option, I like it less compared to Corviknight and Skarm. They play a little differently, obviously, but for your Steel flying, even though I like Celesteela like design-wise the most, it's probably my third choice.
Same. Give me Corviknight and Skarmory in that order.
Yeah, I totally
also
agree.
want to say that I don't like Celesteela as much, but I've been bodied by it before, so I can't.
Yeah.
But I've also bodied it before.
Yeah, it's a mon that
So it really depends.
it's a mon that will get in the way and will cause problems, but I think that it needs a little bit more work to get there compared to. So I think I was having the conversation with Jack where Skarm and Corviknight are annoying mons, and I don't necessarily respect them as much as I respect Celesteela, even though I acknowledge that they're actively better mons.
Yes, I agree with that.
Celesteela needs to have a redemption arc because last season, I think, was it Bick that dropped Celesteela? Just saying, oh, this mon's trash. Who picked up Celesteela after Bick dropped it? Do you guys remember? I don't remember.
I was a Poke fan.
I don't remember either. I have no idea.
But this thing did not get the redemption that it needed, so I hope in Dylan's hands it can do some damage.
Agreed. I hope and look at that right there. That's Jack put the nail on the head. Fun mons are better than good mons. I agree.
All right.
That's why Jack's gonna draft Meg Cargo round.
What did that one
Spoiler
champion
alert.
say? What did that one champion say about like using your favorites?
Karen said that, I believe. She's the
Karen said that.
strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, something. Use the ones that you like, and that's
Karen said that.
Yes.
Karen.
Fucking Karen. So
Karen's dude.
Drac, along with Stacks, you may be sensing a pattern potentially. Drac, Stacks, Hats, Hatterene in round 2.
Come on, Drac. Come on.
Former number 1 pick.
Come on.
Do you think he's going to be using Trick Room?
Big old Trick Room.
I don't know.
I don't know.
so.
I think it's up for debate.
Probably not. He's just gonna get hit turn 1.
So, obviously, Stakataka and Hatterene together. Pretty good start for a Trick Room team. And it will only get better as time goes on, as we see in round 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't let Drac do what he's going to do. I'm sorry, Lebo. It's already over. He's already... Like, with these two, he's got a Trick Room team. He could just pick... He can just
happening.
pick the slowest mons he wants moving forward, and they basically become good on a Trick Room team. So...
You got Dracarine and Dracataka. That's so funny.
So, Hunter with Mega Venusaur, he is pairing that with Mandibuzz.
Oh.
So, pretty good...
not on the Mandalorian team? Oh.
Pretty good defense out of the gate here with Mega Venusaur and Mandibuzz, where I believe they cover each other pretty much perfectly, other than, thick, fat ice. Which even then, thick, fat mitigates the ice weakness, so not even technically a weakness. They cover each other pretty damn well.
Yeah, just
then.
neutral at that point.
Yeah. And Jim?
Yeah,
Yeah, not bad.
what's that?
For round 2, why don't you tell us a little bit who you're pairing with Regieleki?
Oh, okay, sure.
It's Mega Sceptile.
It is Mega Sceptile. I was in a call, I think it was with like Drac and Bick like a few months ago. And we were talking about how busted this thing was. And at that moment, I made the decision. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take Sceptile. I'm gonna take Mega Sceptile. It's gonna be the mon I use for the season." I wasn't planning on drafting Regieleki. I was gonna do Mega Sceptile first, but then I was like, you know what? It'll be fine.
As a number 1 pick, that's a tough sell too, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. It's got Swords Dance. It's got Dragon Dance now. It's got Cross Poison now. It can hit Fairy types. 110 base 110 base attack. 145 base special attack. It's absurd. My team's gonna go fast and hit hard.
I believe we came up with, after your first 3 rounds here, which we'll get to round 3 in a moment, that your like median speed is like 140 something.
yeah, it is actually. Yeah, you average out the 3 speeds of the Pokemon that I drafted, and it's like 150 or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
So here's what round 2 looks like altogether. Any comments? Again, I'll go to Mario first here, I guess, and filibuster to get a second to let him collect his thoughts in terms of mons that are surprising, mons that are still on the board that might be surprising. What do you think?
As far as I can see, like, everything is looking real good so far. Lots of fun synergy, lots of fun gimmicks being revealed.
And Drapion. There's plenty of TRS mons.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a little weird, but it's James. So.
Drapion looks like a mon that could be 160, like design wise, but it's just.
I think that was when Drapion was one of the first mons revealed for Gen 4. I was like, I'm in. You don't need to show me anything else. That's all I need to see. Yeah. I will buy this game. So I don't have any big fancy cards for round 3, so we're going to go to a lightning round of a lightning round here as we reveal all the mons in round 3. Jim, why don't you tell us about your pick as the first of round 3? Kellyo.
Okay. All right, so the bottom line was I knew as soon as I drafted Regieleki, I was like, people are going to run a ground type against me. So I was like, okay, well, Mega Sceptile can Leaf Storm ground types, but for the ground types that I can't Leaf Storm, I'm just going to Hydro Pump them. So here's Keldeo.
That's fair. Don't miss the Hydro Pump, by the way.
I'm going to run Scald. I don't run moves that can't hit. I'm just saying Hydro Pump because it's stronger. It gets flip turn now too, so like Choice Scarf Keldeo is absurd. That time Amon does get flip turn. Politoed does not. Keldeo definitely does.
All right, cool. I was gonna say now I don't know if I trust you, but Keldeo getting flip turn, that's a pretty big. It's a nice thing for it. Jeez.
Yeah, because you really only need like 3 moves on it anyway. So flip turn is like
right there. I know that
pretty good.
There were more than a few occasions where I ran Icy Wind because I just needed something. So Hunter for round 3 is taking Blastoise. We're gonna kind of
OG Blastoise.
Yeah, because of the image that we have later of all the mons put together. We'll talk about the synergy when we get there. Drac going with Hatterene and Stax is taking Crawdaunt. So
come on, Drac. Come on.
Oh, fucking hell.
This is like this is bullshit. I can't.
Along with Regidrago and Celesteela, Dylan has taken Rabombi.
Ooh.
So there's your Dragonberry Steel. An interesting choice. Rabombi's fine. I like the webs and everything like that. So, otherwise, kind of papery, kind of not the highest special attack, but Dece. I'll call it Dece.
Yeah, you get what you get.
So, Tristan along with Metagross and Torn, he took Dracovish. So,
wait, that's a Pokemon that should have been taken in the first 2 rounds. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like a draft in the first 10, maybe even like first 5. Like you're talking about Manny's list, like Dracovish has to be in there.
I'm surprised that it waited this long, and I think that Tristan had the same kind of idea where he saw the market inefficiency and was just like, I don't really want Dracovish, but I'll take it because may as well.
Yeah. At that point, it's just value.
Seriously, you may as well. Jack in round 3 is taking a Porygon 2 to go along with Mega Altaria and Greninja, which P2, strong option all around. Anytime you need them. Very solid Eviolite Mon, probably the most value Eviolite Mon that we have now that Chansey has been kicked up to 200. So
one of the best 120s, period.
I agree.
Like he just is top of tier 2.
Most definitely. Next we got Manny. Manny, do you want to tell us about your guy, Hippowdon?
Okay. So my team looks very weird right now.
A smidge.
I went with an offensive core first, so then I decided that to go with my offensive core, I just need a really, really bulky Pokemon. But after my last couple seasons, I decided to set some basic rules for every Pokemon that I draft. And if I was going to draft bulk, it had to be bulk with some sort of offensive presence. I wasn't going to get like substalled and things like that ever again. And then so like as I was team building, I just felt like I didn't like any other ground type anywhere else. So I figured this checked the most boxes, and it provides me with some sand chip. Sand chip always helps. And then possibly some speed control later. So
hey Joe, I have a question.
Yes.
Is Hippowdon a 160?
Yes.
Okay. It's not on the list. Like it's not on the tier list, so I'm just gonna edit that real quick.
Did I get rid of it?
I was looking for it, and I was like, wait, what the hell?
It was me, Jim. I took him off the list, so no one.
That's corrupt as all commissions get.
What is Hippowdon doing in tier 5?
I don't know. I got him for 40 points.
The roster's locked. I mean, I can't do anything about it.
Classic Manny deleting a Pokemon so nobody thinks of it. Classic. Yeah, it's there now, and now it's X'd out. But I do like how it synergizes with your team.
I don't know if it even does synergize. I was like, I need a blanket check for things, and I was like, Hippowdon.
You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
Exactly. Hopefully my team kind of pans out a little better.
You're going to hate it when you get killed by Sandstorm Chip, but it's okay.
It's fine.
Next we got Mitch is who is next, and he, along with Pelipper and Amoonguss, is taking Hydreigon.
Oh.
There it goes.
I think that's... I feel like you're right, Jim or Manny or whomever said it, all three of you probably could have said it, where now that he's got Pelipper, he could take his time. He doesn't need to get a lot of other Weathermons, really. You know, he could wait until round 11, probably, to pick up whatever Swift Swimmon he wants, considering there's 1 a million of them, and...
Yep.
and
It really is.
Most common ability in all of Pokemon. Fun fact for you.
And,
neat.
yeah, so we don't know where he's going to be taking it exactly. I like that Amoonguss and Hydreigon... I think things are looking up for the Mitch team here as things go on.
Yeah, it's absurd. Amoonguss, Hydreigon, and Pelipper, that's absurd. And he doesn't even have like a Kabutops or a Kingdra or anything like that yet, so it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, time to make Manny mad, because in round 3, we have Bick, who had Hawlucha, and he had G-Weezing, and he took Thwackey.
Like, what the... Come on, man! Like...
I love how Thwackey just has his arms crossed.
Yeah,
like
he's just like, what?
He's like, what? What I got picked round 3? Like, what are you gonna do?
He's like, what of it, man? I got 2 little sticks. Like, leave me alone. What the heck, man? Why are you gonna be doing that?
I love that. I love how he just was like, I need terrain setters for Hawlucha. Because I believe I asked him at one point, okay, do you want G-Weezing or Thwackey? And he went, oh no, I want both. So...
Oh my god. He needs another abuser.
Get him while you can get him. And I'm glad that he got him. So...
When Thwackey goes over Togekiss in the PFL, you know things have changed. you know things have shifted.
I was like I was talking to Joe. I was like, yeah, like I was deciding like what order I wanted to pick Pokemon. I was like, I could probably wait 2 rounds on Thwackey.
And even then, people probably would have looked at you and be like, Thwackey in round 5, like
yeah. I love this. I love that little guy.
He did.
Like I memed with him and. Even memeing with him, I was like, these calcs are absolutely ridiculous. Like, I was ready to like actually play with Thwackey and not just bring banded Grassy Glide. I was actually ready to use him to his fullest potential. So, Vic, you stole him from me. So I swear to God, you better use him right.
Definitely.
That's all you got to leave out is just I swear to God.
I swear to God.
So, all right, James has Excadrill, James has Drapion, James has Toxapex, which doubling up on types so early here,
okay.
Especially types that are both still weak to Earthquake as well.
All 3 of them.
Oh yeah, all 3 of them weak to Earthquake. So all right, he's gonna need a Levitate Mon in there somewhere. I'm again curious. I would say I don't know what the plan is necessarily, especially when James gave me his round 4 pick, which I'm still like, okay, all right, I guess. We'll see where it goes. I will reserve any judgment because of the fact that it is James.
Fair.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before.
Just
let him do it.
At number 11, we got M1. He has Giardicuno, he has Megalopunny, and he has Klefki, which means that he is not going to heaven. Unfortunately.
Nope.
Joins the club.
I
I think all of us here, in season 2 when I joined in, got Klefki, and I was initiated right then and there. If you choose Klefki, you are not going to heaven. I'm like, you know what? Worth it. Because what a prankster that guy is.
It is a little worth it.
What a prank. Fuck off.
God damn it.
What a little shit Klefki is. Goddamn, it's annoying, but you need it, and it's very solid in my mind.
I mean, he does like a lot for you, so I'll allow it.
Next,
I'm still miffed he doesn't get taunt, but whatever.
it would be nice. Would be a nice addition to it. All right, so we already saw Lebo has Zapdos and Lebo has Politoed so far. And now he's got normal Venusaur.
I think that's like really kind of interesting. Because like Venusaur is the sun abuser, you know, but at the same time, like if you're gonna run just like a bootleg Mega Venusaur in the rain,
you
like
get
just bulky, you
get half a thick
sleep
fat
powder,
technically.
leech seed, whatever. Yeah, you get half a thick fat exactly.
As long as the rain is up, of course.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that taking a Grassmon where its fire weakness is mitigated in rain is a pretty decent idea. And we'll see how it plays out. Next we got Dave, who along with Coco and Garchomp has a Marowak. I find it interesting that a Marowak was taken in round 3. I think it went undrafted last season, I want to say.
It did.
There's probably some strats involved in here. This is very offensive so far, with Coco and Whack and Garchomp. So, gonna see how that one shakes out. Again, we'll kind of talk about the synergies there when we come up to that one. Murphy for his pick, along with Quagsire and Tangrowth. Still going very defensive with Umbreon.
Ooh.
I didn't. Dang it! All right. Back to the drawing board, boys.
Is this the first evolution to get drafted?
I think so, yeah.
Ah, neat.
Yeah, Umbreon, usually not as popular as Sylveon or even Vaporeon, but maybe even Jolteon, taken here. And I don't love how passive Umbreon is. It was on my championship team, so it has a Joe Hall of Fame medal, but begrudgingly so, I guess.
Just needed to fill the points.
God dang.
So, what do we got here? Where are we? Kyle. Oh, yes, of course. Kyle, along with his first 2 picks here of Heatran, and then, what was the other one? Rotom Wash? Yes, he took Nidoking.
Oh, well.
What?
Awesome.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Awesome. That's fucking
Kyle's not in my
awesome.
division, correct?
I don't think so. We'll check.
All right. I'm glad.
I forget off the top of my head here, so
It's one of the few things that thoroughly bodies my team right now.
well, hey, you should be happy he's off the board then.
Yes, very happy.
Did Nidoking get anything fun with Crown Tundra?
I
He
don't
might have
think so.
swipe. I don't know. Nothing. He already had all the moves he could ever need.
I was gonna say, does Nidoking need anything? Does he need a grass move? Is that all he needs?
Let's check it out.
Because he's still like OU.
He has body press. Why does this thing get body press?
Why not? Fuck it.
Dragon Pulse? Oh.
Is Dragon Ball? Oh, baby!
Yeah, he gets Dragon Pulse.
Look at this
now.
guy. He's a coverage monster.
Oh, he gets Scorching Sands.
That's pretty good. Scorching Sands.
Well, Earth Power would still be better for him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
of course.
because
This is fair.
yeah. So
Always run that rivalry set though.
why not? So next we got Dan with his Cinderace and his Necrozma has Corviknight. There he is. There's Corv. Near the end of round 3. How about that one? Defensive poison point. How about that? Yeah, that'd be a fun one too. Moving right along.
Scorching Sands, Toxic Spikes, Poison Point.
Mike is finishing off his Firewater Grass Core here. He had Rotom Heat, he had Rillaboom, and he has taken the big man, Old Jellison.
Old Jelly.
Nice.
This is the Pokemon Mike was the most excited to use.
I always like when cores are completed in the first 3 picks. I'm a fan of that.
Fun.
I
Feels
mean,
good.
who doesn't complete cores in the first 3 picks?
And we got here Thomas along with Lando and Grimmsnarl. He's got old Slowbro here. Slowbro,
Nice.
another superstar. I mean, there's a lot of versions of Slowbro who can be like. I mean, I'm counting Slow King in there, I guess, as the Slow family with 5 options on the board. You got to get yourself somebody from the Slow family, I think, as far as like defense goes.
Someone from the Slow family.
Just say, I call them as I see them, and they are slow.
We're nothing but bros and kings here.
Yes. the ultimate male friend Pokemon who just bros and kings, and or Mega Bros.
Mega Bros, or your Mega Bros, or your Galarian Kings.
Yes.
So, LCD here, he had Ferrothorn, and he had Zardex, and he is completing his core, actually, with Florges.
Ooh.
I think
You
Florges...
guys are taking all my freaking Wish Passers. Are you kidding?
I think Florges is really underrated as an option. I like it a lot. People think that it's just like this sit there and do nothing wall, but it's got like 125 special attack, I'm pretty sure. It can hold its own. Like, even with no investment, a Moonblast is still going to do pretty decent damage.
I think whenever I think of Florges, like, I always just go right to doubles, so like it's hard for me to like look at it as a singles mon.
Yeah. Florges' coverage also doesn't really do many, like, I don't know. It gets like Psychic, Moonblast, and maybe Energy Ball.
But I mean,
maybe Energy Ball.
But I mean, like, what are you really doing other than Moonblasting if you're going to be running stuff like, Wish Protect, Heal Bell kind of stuff,
Yeah. I've had Florges once upon a time. It just dies to like physical moves. I think it's very good, but
yeah, it gets walled out really easily too.
Yeah, but if you need the special defense wall, it's solid.
I mean, he's got Ferrothorn, so I think they work pretty well in tandem, I think.
That'll do it.
And finally, Rob finishing off round 3 with Scizor and Tapu Fini. He is going with Goodra.
Yikes.
Who is Mario? You're the Goodra fan. You had Goodra last season. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Goodra?
It is a nightmare to deal with in special defense. It's a night like you're not taking it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. It's physical attack and special attack are like, what is it, like a 10-point difference, like 100, 110 or something like that?
Yeah, not terrible as well.
You can run physical, you can run mixed sets, you can run just get in the way sets.
Random battles do love Power Whip Goodra, from what I remember.
Yeah.
So
that's the play.
As we look at the grand scheme of round 3, anything out of place, anything seem weird, anything anybody wants to... Marowak is the big question mark for me on this round, but other than Thwacky, I guess, but I
agree. Because Marowak isn't even on like a Trick Room team. Like, we'll see it when we talk about the 3 picks, like, all together. But I just feel like it's a very, like, kind of slapped on, like, oh, Rockhead, Flare Blitz, and the Thick Club. Here, there. Poltergeist, yeah. Woo.
Yeah, he does get that Poltergeist now.
That is nice. All right, let's go over to the divisions here. So I had individual things written out for the divisions before we get to the ones where everybody selected stuff, but then I realized I wrote divisions wrong on it, so we will just be jumping right ahead to revealing both the divisions and the draft so far, the first of which... Oh no, I guess I didn't delete them here. Here's divisions here.
Divisions.
I thought I removed these here. Our Ambipom division will be Drac, Mike, Lebo, and Thomas. Our Clefable division will be Jim, James, Murphy, and Mitch.
Ooh.
Our Giraffarig division will be Tristan, Bick, Dan, and Hunter.
Oh boy.
The Miltank division will be Jack, Dave, Manny, M1, and I think we still have Tauros. Yes, okay. The Tauros division will be Kyle, LCD, Dylan, and Rob. So, how are these going to all shake out? Well, very good question. Let's take a look at Ambipom here. So, the draft so far, already, this looks like a fairly competitive division with Drac, Mike, Lebo, and Thomas.
Freaking Drac, dude. Drac's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Look at that slow. I can't believe it, dude.
So, Mario, did you just say that this is so slow? Because looking at this, actually, yeah, the fastest mon here is Zapdos?
Yeah, 100, yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was only looking at Drax team, but yeah, fucking hell. I mean, there's one prankster mon. But
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second fastest mod is Lando T.
Lando.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So already this is.
So maybe
Okay,
Trick
let's have a
Room's
good
not
time.
going to work as well as you think, Drac. I don't know.
Nobody's having a good time here.
That's crafty so far. That's a pretty good one. I like that. Save that for next season. So, like, looking at all the mons put together here, like, obviously Drac is running Trick Room. There's no denying. There's no use even,
sure?
like... we know that Lebo is going to have probably a Swift Sim mon at some point. I might be... that might be coming up potentially. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Spoilers. Mike has his Firewater Grass Core. I like the way it looks. I don't see any... I mean, Rillaboom can be an offensive threat, but I feel like it's, kind of more defensive, starting things off. And Thomas has Lando, so that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, Lando behind screens.
Lando behind
I was
screens.
thinking more like Slowbro behind screens.
Oh.
That's gonna be a good one. So
It's gonna be great when Knockoff does 25% to Slowbro. It's gonna be awesome.
that's what Ambipom is looking like here. So next we got Clefairy here. Jim, your division. Jim, James, Murphy, Mitch. So obviously, Jim, if you were in the division with Drac, where everything would have been really fast, think this could have been problematic. But you're pretty safe because the closest mon is Excadrill.
Excadrill scares me, I will admit, but
And
I don't know.
and it depends on what Mitch gets. Although most mons are going to be, most Swift mons will be slower than Regieleki, right?
Yeah, probably.
And then
I'll do a calc right now.
Some
but
calcs.
probably.
Like he can't run Gorobus probably.
Yeah, definitely not. Let's see.
even I would even see if he outspeeds like Barraskewda if he had a scarf on.
Ooh, oh god. Ugh.
I feel like Scarf Regieleki will still outspeed
I
what?
spend so much time in this freaking damage calculator. Okay, yeah. Fun fact for you: Regieleki with max speed still outspeeds a Kingdra in Swift Swim.
Okay, all right. Well,
Wait. Nope. Hold on. That's positive special attack. Okay, never mind. No.
Okay,
Kingdra does
whoa.
outspeed.
Ooh.
Kingdra does outspeed me, but not by very much.
I know I saw Mitch in the chat a while ago. Maybe we'll see how that turns out. So, Murphy here, yes, he's saying, as in chat, he's just all wall right now. There's no... He knows what offense he's going to have to deal with in most of the other instances here, so I guess the trick that all of you guys are going to have to figure out is how to solve those three big boys.
There's a lot of walls. I don't have a wall yet. I see Toxapex, Tangrowth, Umbreon, Quagsire, and Amoonguss. I'm like, oh my god.
Having to deal with both Amoonguss and Toxapex, and even like Quagsire to an extent, like that's just like toxic. Like that's if you had to do a Ferrothorn 2, that would be like the epitome of the gross OU nonsense.
All right, there you go.
This one's gonna be interesting. I'm waiting for the rest of the picks to shake out before I really like.
6 of 9. 6 of 9 battles you're gonna have to do. I know we're not even talking about Conference Cup. You might end up getting LCD.
Yeah, I might have LCD or something. Yep.
All right, in the Giraffe Rig division here, we got Tristan, Bick, Dan, and Hunter. This is a pretty varied looking division so far, I'd say. Obviously, we know what Bick's trick is. He revealed that in his first 3 picks. Dan's is the most eclectic looking 3 so far, I'm going to say, with Cinderace, Corv, and Necrozma. And Hunter with his picks so far, I like that he has Venusaur and Blastoise. Maybe he'll pick a sneaky...
Yeah, show me the Charizard, definitely.
Yeah, normal Charizard.
Boots Charizard.
Yeah. I'm calling it right now, though. This division might be the most fun one to watch.
I think you might be right. This is Tristan as well. Like, you look at, obviously on their own, Torn, Dracovish, and Metagross, all pretty scary mons. I want to see how they all kind of come together, I'd say.
Yeah. How much does a Grassy Glide banded from Thwackey do to a Dracovish? That's what I really want to know.
Not enough.
I want to see them go head to head, and I want to see Thwackey come out on top.
He's going to. Don't doubt Thwackey, right?
Let's go.
So that's going to be a pretty good one. And next we got Miltank here. Jack, Dave, Manny, and M1. Jack's starting mons here. A bit varied as well. Obviously, like we said, Greninja, you could build pretty much any team. I think just Jack's first 3 picks so far are very solid from all aspects. There's no real potentially fighting, which maybe that's where Zapdos comes in for you, Manny, if you depending on what Greninja's doing. But I like the way the Jax looks so far. Dave's is interesting with his first 2 picks, and then Alolan Marowak. So we'll see what happens there. And M1 as well. Kind of interesting to look at. I want to see how the rest of the draft goes for that.
Yeah, I feel like this division is just where we're just like, yeah, this guy. I want this Pokemon. There's no real cohesion.
Yeah, I'm not seeing...
Can't argue that.
I'm not seeing any cores, so... Not yet, at least. So...
Don't expect any cores from me, Joe. I'm just going to...
I refuse to draft a Fire, Water, or Grassmon.
Yep.
So, lastly, we got Tauros here. Kyle, LCD, Dylan, and Rob. This is a pretty scary-looking crew we got here.
See, now this is the core division. Everyone has their Dragon Fairy Steel, and they're done. Okay, I'm out.
Actually, yeah, the first LCD, Dylan, and Rob are all Dragon Fairy Steel. Starting things off here, and Kyle's the only one who just decided to go with just a Steel type.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
I mean, hey, look, it's not like we're only using these 3 mons, so...
No, I know.
Obviously things will shake out differently as we move on. So...
Until proven otherwise, Kyle is the GOAT of the league, and the fact that his team looks like that, I just give it time.
How does he do it every time? How does he build... How does he take... In these draft broadcasts, we're always going, whenever Kyle's team comes up.
He's frightening, man. He's frightening.
He knows his mons. So, with that, that's the draft so far after 3 rounds. But, however, I do have some picks for round 4 if we want to get right into it.
Let's get right into it.
Should we poll chat? Chat, what do you think?
Chat?
Chat.
Gotta engage with the audience here. Regieleki is not going to break Dave's. Mm-hmm.
Is Dave in my division? Did I miss that?
I don't know.
Was he the Quagsire?
Let's go back real quick. No, he's not.
Okay, all right.
So
maybe a Conference Cup. Okay, all right.
Only Conference Cup, yeah. All right, let's get into... Take a sip of water for the working man there. So, round 4, I don't have any... specifics. Can I put something up here?
Jarek says sure. So we gotta give it up to Jarek because
always showing up here.
Yeah.
Oh, let me first of all, as we're done with round 3, let me go to the Google Doc and copy down everybody's picks so far. Very good. And then the draft slots thing. We'll get that too, and we will start writing in. And you will, Jim, black them out as I say them here.
Yeah, I got you.
So, all right, starting out round 4, we have Rob taking Miltank.
This is it.
I hate this so much. Dude, I'm like, Miltank on a 100-point Pokemon, you guys are crazy. It's unbelievable. Maybe it's a 60. It's pretty good as a 60. So it gets taken round 4. So you know what? I'm just gonna stop talking, and you guys can go on.
I mean, let's look at that here. Miltank, along with I don't have any extra stuff I made for this, so this is all just gonna be speculative or talking about it. He's got 2 Sap Sippers on his team now,
and then Goodra weak to ice and Fairthorn. Mega Scizor weak to fire. He's got thick fat for that.
There you go, thick fat Miltank. How about that?
Wait, oh, I see. Never mind.
Okay. LCD in round 4 will be taking Espeon.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
So there's our evolution taken here, and already you got a big special attacker here. I don't love Espeon, I'll be honest. I like Magic Bounce, of course, so That's always fun.
That's always nice.
Espeon is just a mon that dies to a stiff breeze is my problem.
Can't argue that.
Thomas in round 4 will be taking Eldegoss.
Ooh.
So
Eldegoss's meteoric rise to mediocrity has been astounding.
I'm surprised we left it in tier 4. I'm going to be honest. I forgot about that when we started. I was like, oh, should that have moved up? But it didn't. So Thomas got him.
Oh boy.
What is the rest of Thomas's team?
Oh yeah, let's go over to that. Where is Thomas on here?
Kind of lost track.
Is he already? Okay. So Lando, Grimmsnarl, Slowbro, and now Eldegoss. So Eldegoss get Regenerator? Does he have a regen core? That's a regen core then. Oh baby.
Yeah. With screens with Lando. So
oh god. Off to a good start there. And let's stay right on this one here, because next, Mike in round 4 is getting Nihiligo.
Nihiligo.
How many points has Mike spent? That's got to be Nihiligo's a 120.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a steal.
Yeah. Mike, full disclosure, had his eyes on Nidoking. He was ready to take him the round that he took Jellicent, but then Kyle took him, so, Nihiligo, almost as good, maybe.
That'll do. Oh. Yeah, that Sludge Wave will do.
Yeah. That'll do big.
No grass or no ground types, right? With the Grassy Surge and the Rotom.
Yeah, there's his EQ weakness. So
yep.
All right.
About time it showed up.
Dan in round 4 is taking Zygarde 10. Zygarde 10%.
Zygote.
I'm glad that Pokemon still got drafted at 120.
There is Dan. Okay.
I thought it was very, very good and worth 120.
So that's some pretty fast offense there. I like he's got the bulk with Corviknight. He's got a pretty, bulky mon in Necrozma, and you got decently fast mons in Zygarde 10 and Cinderace now. So I like the way that that's turning out. Lebo, you did confirm yours. Are we going to get to yours? Do I have a blank space before you is the question. Yes, there's a blank space before you, so we're not going to get to yours, unfortunately. Not right now on stream. Kyle. Where is Kyle? Let's go back to Kyle here. Everybody waiting with bated breath. Heatran, Rotom Wash, Nidoking.
Don't do it.
And I covered it with the OBS window by accident. Whimsicott.
Oh, Jesus.
He's doing the double core.
Oh, man.
He's gonna draft Kingdra without rain.
I'm okay with that. There could have been way scarier Pokemon that Kyle could have picked, and I would have just shat a brick. But
Whimsicott is, boy, I can't wait for Memento bringing in a mon that is going to slice through the rest of the teams here.
Yeah, that's like having to do with like Nidoking twice.
Where are we going?
God.
Where is Murphy? There he is. And the final pick before we sign off for the Evan N here, unless we have Dave, unless I can message Dave right now and get his pick and keep the ball rolling. Let's wait with bated breath here. If anybody wants to take a guess at what Murphy might be doing here, Manny, you might already know, so no spoil.
Okay. No spoilerino. Got it.
Let's see. He's got a bulky water, a bulky grass. Is there a bulky fire? Is he going to pick Centiskorch? Is he going to pick? I don't know. There's really no bulky fire types. Like
Mega Gallade.
and then Togekiss. Both still on the board, by the way. Don't rule it out.
It's going to be Mega Gallade. That sounds like. Also, yeah, Mega Gallade not taken in the first 3 rounds.
Amazing. I mean, he was Mr. Irrelevant when I took him. Somebody might just be... Megas are weird. You can kind of hang on to them until, like, the very end if enough people take Megas,
Lebo, stop talking about Arcanine. Stop it. Just quit that, okay? Just leave that alone.
Why do we switch to ASMR?
So...
I just do that sometimes.
Murphy's pick in round 4. He has Umbreon, he has Quagsire, he has Tangrowth, he has Golbat.
Oh. Well, that's out of left field, but I like it.
That's so much bulk.
Oh, Drac.
Did you like?
Drac actually gets Golbat. Good for him. Unless he already knew that. I forget. I don't know why he would know that already.
I feel like that's something you can't just pull out of the dark.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I remember this. Drac actually consulted Murphy on Golbat, so he does actually know this. And Drac told me this. So, unless I get a message from Dave in the next, minute, that's where the draft will be stopping for now. And I have many picks after that, too, and I'm going to keep asking past the blank space I have here. Because as you know, I love doing the big info dump of new Mons. So, does any with what we got in the draft so far? Does anything anybody wants to say as before we stop everything?
It started with Regieleki and it ended with Golbat.
Oh, a very.
I'm glad that Jack picked Porygon 2. So that Drac couldn't pick Porygon 2.
Drac definitely was going to pick Porygon 2. I could tell you that.
He definitely was going to pick Porygon 2.
It was on his list for this. Maybe not this round. It was definitely on his list though. So P2 off the board. If anybody else wants to troll Drac,
everyone just start drafting the slowest Pokemon you can find.
Again, looking at his division, let's go back there real quick just so we can, this is already probably the slowest division on the planet. So I think that maybe Mike, I know that Mike was concerned about the speed of his team, so he's going to be over the moon that everybody else is incredibly slow.
Yeah, until he has to deal with fucking rain sweeping.
Oh,
you don't even need speed when you have Grassy Glide with a band.
No, you don't.
That's also true.
You don't. Oh, I looked up the calc from earlier, Jim, about Thwacky versus Dracovish.
Yeah.
And it does like 69 to 70 something.
All right, so you get some rocks down, you do a fake out with some other mon, and then you just clean them up. And you're good.
And then it's game over.
How much did Ice Fang do back though?
Kills.
I don't know. Well, if you're banded, yeah, probably. You're not. You can't hold an Eviolite into band.
Eviolite probably doesn't kill, but it kills otherwise.
So all right, I think then let's just go back to the main screen here because I don't think Dave is anywhere to be found. So the draft technically stops at 10 for the night, so he will be the first one on the clock tomorrow. I hope he gives me his shit before I go to bed because of the fact that. He's in Washington, so he's probably going to end up frozen. And we don't want to start the draft off that way. But I will be bothering people about their round 4 picks. And onward, before we finish things off here, anything that anybody else, again, throwing it out to everybody before we sign off here.
Good luck!
Yeah, good luck. I love you all.
Fun.
You know what? I agree. Good luck and have fun. Two very fine things. This is Pokemon Fun League Season 12 draft, baby. It's on. It's going. I hope it ends by Sunday. Good night, everybody. And we are out.